Hi, I'm Con McCartan, the principal here at the Perpich Arts High School, Minnesota's Arts High School. I can say that because despite the fact that there are some other arts high schools around, Perpich is the only one that serves students from all over the state of Minnesota. What I hope you get out of today's information session is information that you need to be able to make a decision whether or not Perpich is a good fit for you. If you're a student who seeks a broad perspective, the kind of perspective that might come from having students from all over the state of Minnesota, this could be a place for you. If you're a student who seeks out an art-infused education, one that not only serves your artistic interests, but also grooms what we like to call the thinking artist, this may be a place for you. If you're a student who finds that the arts are not just an extracurricular, not just something you do after school, not just an elective you take, but rather something that really speaks to you, whether or not it becomes a career of yours, but simply because you are a thinking artist, Perpich may be the place for you. So I invite you to listen in on all the information that you'll hear today about Perpich and see if whether or not this might not be a great fit for you to be able to finish off your high school career. Welcome to the Perpich Information Session.
So what are we? How are we different? We're a small school. We have 151 kids this year. We're very diverse. We have about 25% students of color. A number of students are on the gender identity spectrum, trying to really find themselves and who they are. We have about 40% of students from greater Minnesota, about 60% are from the metro, and all of those different perspectives, all of those different backgrounds, all of those different life experiences really make Perpich what it is. If you were here in the building, one of the things that is a thread through all of my talks is the level of respect, because people are different. They come from different views, different ways that they present every day. And that's the lovely part of it. It's a great little microcosm of what I think the world is.
The Perpich atmosphere is kind of amazing. I felt it already on the day that I shadowed. It was quiet, but not in an unpleasant or clinical way. It was focused and calm, and I knew that this would be a place where not only would I work hard, but I would actually feel motivated to do it. Like I felt in the right headspace for school and to make new friends, and that kind of carried over. Like, it's very, very, very chill, and it's almost adult in its air, like a college. Like, you're just expected to do what they want you to do. There's no reminders, like it's all on you. And I think that we all function really well that way because we have a very mature student body.
One of the questions that I oftentimes hear about from parents is, great, my kid wants to go to an art school. What are they going to do with that when they graduate? And my answer, with all honesty, is anything they want. We teach the arts, but in academics and in the art classes, creativity is that common thread that runs through everything. And I so often say the low-hanging fruit in most all industries has been found. In this era that we're living in now, if a few years ago we didn't have Steve Jobs come up with the iPhone and the iPad, and if we didn't have someone doing Amazon, and if we didn't have Elon Musk getting us with the space shuttles, where would we be? It would be a world that we didn't recognize, but 15 years ago, none of these things were available. So teaching creatively in the academics and in the arts is what a student is going to be prepared for when they leave Perpich. So as a public school in the state of Minnesota, we at Perpich have to meet every state standard of any other public school. Wherever you as a student or your family is coming from, we meet those same educational requirements so that when students graduate from Perpich, the world is theirs to pursue. Engineering, medicine, teaching, the arts, because what you've learned and how you have learned it here at Perpich is going to be that foundation that a student can take into any direction that they pursue in their life.
I really wasn't interested in public school. I felt like there were way too many students, and with Perpich, the small student body really appealed to me because I felt like I could be accepted for who I am and do what I love, which is to create.
I was brought to Perpich because I wanted to see new perspectives in the world, and I just don't feel like the place I was at really was bringing that to me. And so going here, where everyone's taken from all over the state, I really feel as though like I'm gaining a new perspective in the world. Because of Perpich's schedule of having academics in the morning and arts in the afternoon, I really feel as though you get a better focus on what you're working on. Because in other places where you're going from work to art to work to art, you don't get a good rhythm and a good pace. But at Perpich, you can really focus on what you want to be working on in that moment.
It's pretty much like an art college in my opinion, given the way that the blocks are done, and then also Craig's lectures and the way the teachers teach. It's they really respect the students and treat us like adults, and I think that's a big thing that I was looking for in a school.
Whenever I have the chance to talk about the academic programs at Perpich, one of the things I like to start with is the way that we look at them as connected to the arts. Academics have a particular content focus and an intention beyond high school. There are post-secondary expectations in the real world about what a high school diploma means in regard to math or English or social studies. And we do all of those. We follow the same standards. We work very effectively to create rigor within our individual academic classes. But we don't ignore the arts. The arts feed the academic programs the way that the academic programs feed learning in the arts. We don't put arts in an inferior position, nor do we use academics as an inducement or a punishment to be able to pursue art. When students and their parents consider applying for the Arts High School or attending the Arts High School, a parental concern tends to be on the academic side. Is it enough? Is it actually a high school pursuit and not something that is watered down? We have the track record now after 30 years of how students succeed, the ways in which they succeed, and how it benefits their individual growth and values. We do what we do really well. It provides for a narrower focus, but a deeper focus.
I wanted to do something that was more focused on what I like to do as opposed to what everybody else liked to, and then in a different area, and I wanted to go to a more diverse place.
Perpich Arts educators work with students to create a program that's both individual and collaborative. It's a program that supports their creative thinking, their immediate interests, as well as those that they discover once they're here. Our arts educators are not only masters in pedagogy, they're artists themselves. They come to us with BFAs, MFAs, they're award-winning grant recipients. The advantage of this is that not only are they masterful in their teaching, they're bringing in opportunities for students that include outside artists, include sharing their own practice, and it allows students to see the education and all the artistry behind the education. Each arts area has their own performance and exhibition component. It's really important to us that students are learning to develop leadership skills, that they're creating a language, utilizing a way to connect to others as they're sharing their own stories.
So I decided that I should probably actually explore what I'm passionate about, and I think it was the right choice. I really like Perpich. I feel a lot emotionally better too. I feel like I know myself better.
I think I came to Perpich because I was looking for somewhere that I'd be able to get more opportunities to create more, because I felt like where I was before I was not getting the opportunities that I wanted. And since I've gotten here, I've been pretty impressed. It's been really fun, and I've gotten to do a lot more than I actually expected I'd be able to.
I think it's nice because we don't just focus on the arts, we focus on being a working artist and a thinking artist in our world. So it's not just here's how you draw, it's here's how you draw and here's how you use that skill in your life moving forward, which I think is really nice and really helpful for me in my career.
Now we get to talk about the application process. First off, who can apply? Perpich is for juniors and seniors from across Minnesota. So if you're in your 10th or 11th grade year, we're an option for you. The application is currently online. I can also, if you want to reach out, I can put one in the mail and send it your way. I call the first part of the application the paper component. You will send it in, and it has to include a copy of your transcript, grades 9 through what you're presently taking. I look at that primarily from an academic standpoint to see if you're on track for graduation, if in the year or two that you're at Perpich that we can fully get you to graduation. That's our primary responsibility to you, to your parents, to the state. So that is the first piece I look at. Then students are invited to come in for an admission review. They think it's going to be a in secret, behind closed doors kind of an evaluation, and that's not it at all.
I thought it was kind of fun. I like talking about my art, so I thought it was kind of fun to actually talk to like people I knew what they were doing and try and like present myself in a way that's like, I know about my art, I can talk about it. And I wasn't really that nervous. I thought it was actually really enjoyable.
Going into my admissions review was really nerve-wracking because I wanted to go to Perpich since freshman year, and I was just waiting for that moment. And I felt like I really created a strong piece that would appeal to the educators that were reviewing it, and they really gave me a nice sense of understanding, and they weren't harsh. They were very open to my piece and open to who I was, and afterwards I feel like I accomplished a lot even if I didn't get in.
We will send you all the details of what you need to bring in. It'll be examples of the work that you've already done in your art area. Whatever your art, we will walk you through the process. And when you come, you'll meet with an academic teacher and an art teacher. When you're being talked with and looked at, it's as much for your potential as it is for what you've already demonstrated. So you're going to hear from different students about what the admission process was like for them. Really take that to heart, because we want to be the place that we help a student grow, that we help a student get to that next level.
Well, I was really nervous, but I think that's totally normal, and that it kind of should be like that. But I went into it, and like I said, the staff are so sweet and supporting, and then I felt really comfortable immediately. And I mean, waiting to find out was like kind of excruciating, but it was amazing when I got in and I got that letter that I made it. So it was worth it, worth the scary kind of in between.
The admission reviews happen during the month of March, and then we try and let all students know by the middle of April at the latest if they've been accepted to Perpich or not. If that all looks good, you'll get the acceptance paperwork, and then it'll be kind of a whirlwind until the end of the year, at which point you'll know that you can be a Perpich student next year.